Student Branding TV. I'm Derek Merdinian.
And I'm Erica Zuko. Today we're going to be talking with you about maintaining online and offline consistency and making sure that your brand is authentic so that when you're offline, your online presence is a representation of that. So a direct example of this is today I was in a meeting with an HR representative for a company that I was interested in potentially working for in the future. And so as we're sitting down at the table, she gets out her laptop and is like, let's check out your website. So she goes to my website to watch some videos, to read some of the things that I have written, to look at some of the pictures that I have on my website and see some of my work. And it was kind of a direct reminder of the fact that your website really does need to represent who you are as a person, and the words that you write need to represent how you talk and how you speak and how you communicate, and how really important that is. And that same kind of thing carries on into how you act over different social media platforms. And I think you have some experiences with that, Derek.
You're right. The big one for me that happens most often is when I meet new people, right after I make friends with them on Facebook or connect with them on LinkedIn or Twitter, one of the first times I meet them after that is they come up to me and they say, hey Derek, what's this book you wrote about? And it's kind of interesting sometimes to have to remember, oh wait, yeah, this information is readily available to everybody on the internet, even though I hadn't already talked to them. So you have to be, you got to remember these things that you're talking about and that you're putting out there, because people are going to be coming up to you and talking about them. So it's very important that you're putting the most relevant information out there so that when people do come talk to you, it really does stand to your character of who you are, and there's no inconsistencies between who you're pretending to be and who you actually are.
Yeah, and it's definitely important to remember, especially right now as we're students, whether you're an undergraduate student or a graduate student, that right now you're doing a whole lot of different things and you're playing a whole lot of roles in your life. You're a student, you might be working at a company, you might be representing an organization, serving in some kind of nonprofit, and you have to balance all these different roles. And you'll have to do that at a lot of different points in your life, but right now that's especially critical. And it's very important to remember that you are all of these things to all of your audiences. They're not different people, they're all one, and they're all part of that one personal brand. And you need to represent yourself in a way that is appropriate for all those different situations, that is comfortable for all the different people that you're interacting with. And that's something I think that's really important to keep in mind. I mean, I know that I go through that on a day-to-day basis. Any given morning I'll get up, go to classes, then go to the station and report for the day, and then come home and write a column I do for a magazine. And I have to do all those different roles, keeping in mind that I'm playing them the right way, and also uh, kind of synergizing across all the different situations that I'm in on a day-to-day basis, and making sure people are aware that I do all of these different things. And it's the same for you, Derek.
Right. It's important to, mix in the fun social bits of your life with all the high-end exciting things that you're involved with, because it gives you the full picture of who you are. I mean, in a given day I could be talking to a venture capitalist and then going on TV to do interviews, and then that night I'll go out to dinner with some friends, and it's sort of interesting pulling all these things together to keep this professional image to the professional people, but not seeming like an uptight or intimidating person to the people that are my own age. You want to sort of balance things out so that you can be friendly and you can associate with all these different social groups.
That's actually something I've kind of been struggling with right now, as a lot of my family members are getting Facebook. And so also as I'm starting to look for jobs, a lot of people that I'm possibly going to apply for jobs with are getting Facebook as well and are adding me on Facebook. That's been a totally common trend as I'm getting ready for things for the summer. They're adding me on. And it's not that I ever had any, inappropriate pictures on there to begin with, but starting to think about every conversation that I have with my friends is going to be on my wall, and they're going to see those interactions. So that's even another reminder of you are this one person, and represent how you really are online.
Right.
Don't try to mask it. This is who you are, and more and more people are going to see it as the online and offline worlds merge.
Right, and jumping off that point, I've started using this service called Gist, and I think it's really good for people who are networking with very digital savvy people that are putting a lot of information online, because it's easy to connect and communicate with them in the real world. Basically, it pulls all the information from their blogs, from their LinkedIn, from their Twitter updates, all the emails you've exchanged between them, and sort of aggregates it together. So, this week, right before Eric and I were getting together to plan this episode of Student Branding TV, I looked her up on Gist, and I could pull up a list of all the blog posts that she did. I can see all the tweets that she's written, all the emails we've exchanged this week. And to some people, it might be a bit stalkerish, but it's also a great launch point for the conversations you have with people. And if all of a sudden I see on here that, Erica went skydiving, that doesn't seem like something that might be in her personality, but, it kind of cues me into all these different things she's doing.
Definitely, and it also kind of reminds you that a lot of the time with our website or with sites like Flavors, we're able to represent ourselves in a way that shows these are all my blog posts, these are all my tweets, these are all these different things. But it's important to remember that there are also services out there that make it incredibly easy for people to do the same thing and aggregate all of your content, not just the selective content that you're choosing.
I actually found this afternoon, there's a new directory service, and I can't remember the name of it. We'll put the link somewhere either in the video or down below. But basically you can type in anybody's name, anybody's email address, or anybody's phone number, and then for a monthly subscription cost, you can access the full online profile for that person that indexes every single blog post they've done, all the comments they've written, their address in some cases. There's an incredible amount of information that you can aggregate very quickly and very easily. And if there's something on there that you don't want people to see, tough luck. But that's why it's important to take a proactive stance to create a very authentic and very consistent image of yourself so that you're not saying one thing and doing another. You want to really present who you are to people.
Okay, well, you can always send us questions or comments or weigh in on this issue by shooting us an email at studentbrandingtv@gmail.com. You can also find more information about personal branding for students at our website, studentbranding.com.